Hi everyone, welcome to one of my live videos, and just in advance, thank you all so much for your time to watch this review. I hope you guys have fun listening to me as I share my thoughts about this game that I've started playing since yesterday, since it came out, such as Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Okay, so in order for me to share this review, I just want to walk you guys through how this game's been working out for me. So far I've already reached to level 6, and so like let me just start with the basics of how I enjoy this game so far. So you can definitely log in the game, and you can just go ahead and just do what you usually want in Pokemon Go. First thing you log in, you could just go ahead and visit a place and to interact with. So similar to Pokemon Go, you can just visit a place and do something with it. For example, if you in Pokemon Go, you go visit some place, then you go spin a Pokestop, you get your items. Well, same idea was in this game. You'll see places such as gardens. Those are very important because you'll be able to get items such as spell energy, which helps you cast spells, and I'll explain more further on as I continue on was in this review. And so along with that, when you visit gardens, you gain yourself items later on if you want to make potions and stuff. And it's very nifty because you'll be able to use it later when you go ahead and uh, face any creatures in combat. There's a lot. There's definitely a lot to do in the game, and so you'll come across small things such as encountering opportunities to cast spells as a wizard. And so you notice was in the game you see a good example, if I can get us to view it correctly. So you see that little icon over there. It's kind of like when in Pokemon Go you encounter Pokemon, they kind of arrive to you. You can click on it and you approach it, and so it's very fun. Very different than Pokemon Go because you basically either feed it a berry and throw a ball at it. Uh, within this game is you encountered a confoundable. Correct me if I'm wrong as I'm saying it. And so as you do so, there's a specific way you're supposed to move your wand around, which is super cool. And if you do it well, accurately, and quickly, you'll be able to get the spell done, and you'll succeed on either saving a certain item or a person, anything that's relevant to everything you're trying to achieve within your registry. So what I mean by that is that when it comes to registry, there's a lot of stuff you can just start encountering and achieving. You see up here, there's everything within the categories that relates to what you want to catch. And you see these images right here, there's some images that's already been filled as all a puzzle. And so you come across very, very different opportunities to fulfill stuff you haven't really found. This kind of relates a lot to Pokemon Go because it's like having a Pokédex. You want to have a dex entry, and you want to get your stuff in, and stuff in as in you want to gain more experience points, or you want to just start getting a collection in to fill in the puzzle. Enjoy the piece of art was in here and there, was in each category and registry, and so yeah. And moving forward, I also love how you can make your own potions, like I mentioned when it comes to using items. So for example, when you come off a garden, you'd be able to pick something at random, was in three potted plants. You pick one at random, so you just get either spell energy and items. Well, the items, they relate a lot to this because you can just go ahead and just brew as much as you want, but as long as they fulfill the requirements of the recipes up here in the following. I know my apologies, Vince, you can't really see the screen, but it's very interesting. You have to give it time for it to work on the potion being all ready for you to use later on, was there's in any encounters or combat. And so also comparing this game to Pokemon Go, like you don't really hatch eggs, but you do something that's kind of relatable to hatching eggs, except it has to do with an item called a port key portmanteau, which is this device. So how it works is pretty much you go out and you walk for a certain amount of distance. So once it's finished, you'll be able to get some kind of a special item in there that you probably didn't have yet. I wasn't so sure yet because I haven't. I have just 1 more kilometer left until I get something special. Was in was in a portmanteau. Correct me if I'm wrong with my pronunciation of what this item's called. So yeah, and what's so cool about this game so far, since I reached the level 6, is that there are like 3 professions that you can switch around here and there as much as you want. So there's no like teams such as like in Pokemon Go, such as Team Mystic, Team Valor, uh, and Team Instinct. Like this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter in here because you can either be a megazoologist, a or a professor. So I currently picked megazoologist because it kind of gives me nostalgia when I was in high school when I had zoology class. So it's kind of fun and I kind of like animals and it's like really cool. It's just when it comes to being any one of these professions though, what's so cool about it is that you use the scrolls that you found when it comes to getting like new confoundables, like when you cast spells. So it's like, let me show a good example relating to this profession if I can reach there. Let's see. I'm still learning. No disclaimer. I'm still learning this game out as I share this honest review. And so, like, as you're that profession, you get to like master like whatever that profession is. And what's so cool about it? This kind of reminds me a lot of one of the greatest games of all time, such as Final Fantasy X, because like you get to pick like a variety of options to like increase stats of like yourself and able to do any spell casting or do any challenges, etc. So speaking of challenges, like Pokemon Go, you can do a research task, but except they don't call it research task here. It's like daily assignments, and so you see right over here that I have already done them, most of them, but unfortunately I couldn't do one of them. But I'll share that later when I want to share like some things I'm a little concerned about the game later on. And so like also what's so cool about it is that there's also the daily treasure. So you like log in. It's like it's like relating to Pokemon Go when you just spin your first Pokestop of the day or you catch your first Pokemon in the day, etc. Like in the game, you just go ahead and log in and visit here. You get your item of the month, then boom, like you're all set for whatever this month has to offer for daily treasure. And so so I'm doing a lot of comparing like as I review because like this is like my best way to describe like how I am enjoying this game so far. Is like there's definitely a lot of stuff to do, like was in your achievements, so like, to gain experience and to like gain levels. Like that is like one of my favorite things I enjoy about this game already. Is like there's plenty to do within the game, but in a moment I will tell you like some flaws that I already witnessed during the game. And of course, like within the game, there's like several dialogues that like is relevant to like what you've been doing was in the game after you did your achievements or you did your daily assignments, etc. And it's kind of like fun if you actually love reading. I love to read. Don't get me wrong, because like that's how Pokemon Go and any other games work. If you want to know how to like do, if you want to know how to have fun with this game, if you know what I mean. So one thing important though was in Wizards Unite. Like this game is still under development, so like there's like special assignments coming up soon. It's like special research task in Pokemon Go. So I'm all excited. Hopefully, maybe this is the moment we can like go ahead and face like significant dangerous characters such as um Voldemort or something like that, or maybe other characters I don't even know about. Actually, it's been like a while because I've seen like I think the first 7 movies of Harry Potter, and so yeah. So so before I get into the flaws, there's like extra cool things I like to share. Like was in this game that has to do with like what happens when you like go outside, how it's supposed to work. Is like when you go outdoors, there's like places that you can visit, such as inns. There are also those are significant because you'll be able to gain like spell energy, or it's kind of like your health kind of because like you want your wizard to like have enough spell energy to like cast spells on certain confoundables that you want to get was in your collection later on. So, wasn't that in mind? Like, as you move on, like everywhere you go, you'll be able to like click on items and they'll be part of your capacity. Yes, there is a capacity was in the game. You start with, I think it's a range of 50 and 200. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like anywhere like you collect, like you store was in your inventory, and I think there might be a moment you might know that you'll be out of space. Don't worry. If you get more curious later on in the game as you play it, you'll be able to find out like where your items are for potions or any other items you need to get rid of in your inventory. You feel is kind of redundant. So so yeah. Also, another cool thing is that like this game offers like good clues of like where certain places it was in the category are that's relevant to your registry. For example, you if you visit like let's just say for my example you visit Logan Park and you go ahead and visit an area that's like related to Hagrid's hut and you go over there, you probably the biggest chances you'll be able to find another confoundable that you haven't found just yet. So far another good example. Like obviously, first one I found is Rubus Hagrid. So that was like another cool thing I like to share. So now to get into the very significant part of this review, I like to really share really strongly is like the flaws of it. So I'm not sure where to exactly start, except is uh today, like when I make an attempt to visit a place called Wizard Fortress. So so as I was explaining was in this video about the daily challenges. There's like one left I have to do, such as do a wizard's challenge. And so I tried to attempt it when by visiting a local park, not Logan Park, but let's see for another instance, I visited Dorden Park. And so as I visit there, I was just trying to play this game normally as much as Pokemon Go, and I actually have data, so I'm able to play this game as much as I can. So I go ahead and drive over to Dorden Park, park over there, and then I go ahead and try to play it as normally as I can. Uh, Now, what's very some things I would like to complain about is that when you go outside and play Wizards Unite, like it's very very difficult to have your internet connected within the game because I have to keep logging in. It's like lagging, or like you have to sit for a long time for the internet to kick in to have your configurables to show up to you. So that happened to me like as I was just playing outdoors instead of like in home where there's Wi-Fi. The game runs fine like with Wi-Fi regardless. So, but with Wi-Fi, without Wi-Fi, like you use your data, it's kind of very complicated. And so, great examples about it is of something I like to complain about is I spent a lot of time getting to make an attempt to participate doing a Wizards challenge. And so as I was trying to get into the Wizards Fortress to do something, the game, I was clicking to the fortress as I come approach it myself. And then once I clicked on it, like the screen blacked out, and I was kind of bummed out because I've been literally counting minutes for the internet to kick in for me to do something with the Wizard's Fortress. So as my patience run out, I decided to walk off to back to my vehicle to leave the park because I feel like I was done with the game. But then next thing you know, as I was about to leave, I noticed that the Wizard's Fortress has been loading up, and it's notified me that I was leaving the Wizard's Fortress. So there we go. I walked back to where that Wizard's Fortress was. Then here I go. I click on the challenge. Um, it suggests me to use a rune stone to use in this challenge. So these runestones you get like off of when you encounter your confoundables. So you know what I mean later on when you guys play the game later if you guys do. And so when that happens, as I try to get into the Wizards challenge since I already picked a runestone, game ended up crashing, like giving me errors. This is like one of the biggest things I complained about was in the game is so much excessive errors. If only Niantic works a little bit harder in Wizards Unite by like working on like our internet connection with Wizards United data wise instead of Wi-Fi wise, we will. I think that all, not just only me, but like my local community would enjoy this game a lot more because like I don't want to just be playing this game by like sitting at home and like doing facing all my confoundables just right here. Like I don't like to work that way because comparing to my experience in Pokemon Go, I have so much fun with it because like now like as of today in Pokemon Go, you can just go raid, catch Pokemon, catch shiny Pokemon, etc. There's like a lot more options to do. So my biggest criticism with Wizards United is to continue on trying to help the data connection along with Unite. And that's all I really ask for. And I think I've shared my 2 cents about this game. So thanks in advance for taking your time to watch this. Please do me a favor and please don't forget to leave this video a like. Don't forget to give a subscription if you haven't done so yet. And yeah, I'm pretty exhausted just from even venting out like what I want to say about like this game. Um, there's also a good, but there's one more pro I like to go before I end the stream. Like I enjoy adding friends already. Like I won't show them, but like I love that friends is actually a thing already was in Wizards Unite. So thank you all. Thanks again. Don't forget to thunderbolt that like button, stop hitting that subscribe button, hit the notification button, do whatever you want. Uh, this is like this is like everything I really feel by impression I really want to share as soon as possible. Um, yeah. So have a good night. Again, big fat thank you, and hope you guys rest easy or have a good day in advance as you guys watch this.